Good Tuesday morning, East Tennessee. My name is David Aldrich, Chief Meteorologist of Captain Accurate Weather, coming to you by way of the Captain Accurate Weather Command Center. So happy that you're here. Happy Christmas Eve morning. I believe that's what time it is. We're getting so close to the big holiday. I hope that you're ready. By the way, this weather update is brought to you by Weigel's Fuel and Food that's fast, fresh, and friendly. I thought, what better way to talk about that than maybe some eggnog. Eggnog is back, and it's Weigel's premium eggnog that you can find in all the stores. It's available for just a limited time. Would love to have you grab pick up a bottle, a pint, couple of bottles, because they don't last long. I've had the trouble, I think I've shared it with you before, like the early part of the new year and I can't find it anymore. There's nothing more frustrating than that. So make sure you pick up enough that'll last you through not only this holiday with Christmas, but through New Year's as well. The eggnog is back from Weigel's. It's festive. It's all about cozy vibes with the festive eggnog, and it's just better when it's fresh, farm to store in 24. It's just better when it's with Tennessee cows. I don't think any of us would disagree with that, but it is Tennessee's favorite eggnog. It is a holiday staple. Make sure you pick up a bottle. And by the way, there's also a really cool product they have called the Winter Wonderland. If you like something that's creamy and minty, oh, this is a delight. This is a big hit in the Aldrich household, too. So you might pick up 2 bottles. Pick up some eggnog, pick up some Winter Wonderland. It is delicious, no doubt about that. I want to talk about the weather, too. That's really the main reason I want to share with you. It's cold, but fog is not an issue. Hasn't been really much of an issue the last couple of mornings. It's just been chilly. Given the fact that the normal high this time of year actually is 70, normal high is 49, 32. The record high is 73 and -2. So we're kind of like in the middle. Yesterday we got up to about 50 degrees, and I'll talk more about that here momentarily. But the temperatures are cold. We're at 30 degrees in Knoxville. It's 27 in Morristown, while it is freezing in Rockwood. We do expect winds will be light today, about 0 to 5, and when they're moving, they'll generally be out of the northeast. So it's not going to be terribly, it's not going to be terribly warm in the morning, but it will turn mild for the afternoon, given the fact the normal high is again 49. I think we'll be making a run towards 51, so pretty close to where we were yesterday. If some of us hit 52 or 53 today, wouldn't surprise me. We'll highlight that here in just a moment. But if you've got a comment, I would like to put your picture, your photograph on the bottom left of my screen. I want to see what you have to kind of report. Don't have much in the way of wind, so if you don't have a wind, you don't have a wind chill. So don't feel cheated if you don't have a wind chill. But some of you feel like it's 24 there in Newport. Feels like 25 in Kingston, and there's not a lot of wind in the Smokies at this particular time. But here's the temperatures, or here are the temperatures around the state. It is significantly warmer, by the tune of 18 degrees in Memphis. There must be some warm air coming in, and you can see the red arrows faintly there in green across the western half of the state, and that's pushing the temperatures there way up higher than where we are here. I got a note from Steve Stone. He's got his Jeep, the picture that he chooses. He says, good morning from Rockford. He's got the sunshine and the happy face. I expect hazy sun and clouds today, Steve. So very happy that you're here. Merry Christmas to you and your family. Marilyn Bell says, travel safe, everyone. God bless and Merry Christmas. She says, get well soon. Thank you, Aldrich family. Yeah, we've been fighting a little bit of the sniffles, the cough, and the sore throat. But I think we're on the mend, and I think that's a blessing. It's been a big prayer, certainly on my table, and I know a lot of you have been praying. My premium members knew I wasn't feeling all that great on Sunday. But ho, 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 I got a note from Fred. He says, good morning in Maryville. He's got it's a ho, ho, ho 28 Maryville. It's not a hot 28. It's just a Santa grabbing Weigel's coffee. Thank you so much, and Weigel's appreciates that too, Fred. I appreciate your support. Stephen Snyder says, good morning, Merry Christmas. It's not Christmas weather here. He's in South Texas, around the Houston area, so we'll actually see some severe weather possibly there in the coming days. We'll talk about that, Stephen, so bear with me. And Wanda Post says, good morning, Mr. Weather. It's lazy without letting it snow. I'll give you some hope here. Bear with me. I got some notes from Karen Robbins. She says it's 34 degrees up on the plateau. Merry Christmas to everyone. Have a blessed and holiday itself. If you haven't finished all your shopping, this would be the time to do it. I remember when I was in college, as most college kids don't have a lot of money, I'd had to do all my shopping on Christmas Eve. Imagine that. Some people think that's ridiculous. I think I'm probably 85% there. I think I have at least 2 gifts, small gifts that I have to gather today. I'll get it done, and I'll have the wrapping done too. But the weather, I've been under the weather the last couple of days, but I'm getting back a little stronger each and every day. But notice the temperatures. Oh yes, they've been in the 20s this morning in Asheville. Big difference in Paducah at 45, Memphis at 48. So if you have family that's coming into town, maybe make sure you download the free Captain Accurate Weather app so you can track the progress of the weather, the temperatures, and the precipitation. Wind chills down to 20 in Asheville. Feels like 17 right now in Roanoke. But there are some showers. You're gonna mention that now? Yeah, I'm gonna mention that now. There are some showers around central Kentucky, around Lexington, around Jackson, Kentucky. But that's gonna have a really hard time getting across or even near the Tennessee state line because it's moving into drier air. So think of this as really going to move from west to east at this point. And a lot of it is breaking up around Bowling Green. So some of that green around Bowling Green isn't even reaching the ground. So I suspect a lot of this moisture will just kind of fall apart. So I don't have rain in our local forecast whatsoever. I have some high clouds, hazy sunny clouds, but that would about cover it. As far as, my goodness, I'll tell you what, when you have an audible, when you have a situation like this, I realize now as I put this graphic together, it was a carryover from my day on Sunday. So let's just go ahead and change that and make that today. I was going to put Tuesday or Christmas Eve, but we'll go ahead and change that. That should be today. And I wanted to point this out because now that we've passed the winter solstice, some of you are thinking, I thought the days are supposed to get longer. They are going to get longer. The sun comes up at 7:44. Goes to bed at 5:28. And are you ready for this? I got some notes. Come back on camera. The day is actually going to be 11 seconds longer tomorrow. You say, wait a minute. You mean we're only getting, we still have 9 hours, 43 minutes of daylight, but we're going to add 11 seconds tomorrow. Isn't that a bonus? You probably won't notice it till the spring, but we're going to keep adding seconds. That helps. I think that helps. Yesterday we hit 50. Normal high, 49. Normal low is 32. We did hit -2 back in 1983, back when Ronald Reagan was president. 73 we've hit on 2015 and 1964 on this date. So if imagine low 70s on Christmas Eve. Some might say, oh, that's terrible. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas. I don't want a warm Christmas. But we've had some of those too. That's just kind of the way it goes. But those are the sunrise and sunset times. As I check some of the comments that are coming in at this hour, I want to say a special thanks to Marilyn Bell, Fred, Stephen, Wanda, and Karen. And if you're watching, I can see on my phone, I got Melanie watching, Terry, and Ashley. If you all have a comment, we'd love to hear from you here on this holiday Christmas Eve. By the way, here's the forecast for today. Hazy sun and clouds. Temperatures about 51 in Knoxville, 54 in Newport, 52 in Crossville. We got temperatures about upper 40s for Middlesboro. So these are my expectations. Like I said, if some of you hit 52 or 53, it wouldn't surprise me. I do have Sevierville, Pigeon Forge at 53 and 54 for Athens. So if you're in the Southern Valley, you have a better chance of getting into the low to mid 50s. Now, as far as the out the door forecast, if you're doing some last minute shopping like me, 36 by 10, and we should be flirting with 50 degrees by 2 o'clock with that afternoon high right around 51 degrees. That'll occur likely around, say, 3 p.m. December high temperatures, if there's any doubt in your mind, there appear to be more blue squares than orange squares. What does that mean? That just means it's been below average. It's been a colder than average December as a whole, going through the first 3 weeks, right, through the first 23 days. We did have a 56-degree high on the 11th, but that ended up going from rain to snow. The 56 occurred at midnight, but we did get some snow between 7 and 11 in the morning, and that measured 0.7. So that's the only amount of snow we've had thus far. So if you're playing the home game version, we average about 4.5, and so far we've had 0.7. Headlines, hazy sun and clouds today. That's what I expect. You can see some clouds and then clearing for Santa tonight, as he will find the clouds vacating the premises in the overnight. Just as Santa drops off all the goodies, the clouds should be clearing out pretty quickly. And then sunshine expected tomorrow for Christmas. But if you've got plans to be outside, maybe you're just taking the dog for a walk on a Christmas afternoon, expect more high clouds to increase. And last but not least, the chance of rain. When is the next chance of rain? Significant rain will come in this weekend, particularly late Saturday night and into early Sunday morning. So that's what I'm expecting, at least in terms of the headlines. If you've got a comment and want to say good morning to you, we've got Fred saying good morning again. Says everyone have a safe and blessed Christmas. As to you, my friend, Very thankful for all of you watching live or on delay, because one of these nice benefits of social media is that you can watch this live stream whenever it's convenient for you. Nothing to see here. We mentioned there are a couple of showers across northern sections of Kentucky. That's sliding into places like West Virginia. Let me see if I can expand the view. There it is. Yeah, you got some rain that's moving across, looks like Richmond, Virginia, Bowling Green, but some of that is probably having a hard time reaching the ground. Some drizzle. This is not heavy rain. Will likely fade away as it even approaches places like Jamestown this morning. But that's the bigger picture. If we expand even further, it's a snowy start for our friends in New England. In parts of Pennsylvania, looks like it's approaching Philadelphia, Pennsylvania this morning. They've got winter weather advisories, it looks like, for northern Delaware, parts of Jersey, as well as eastern PA. They've got some snow. What is going to be a white Christmas Eve for them. And also thunderstorms are a factor anywhere from Oklahoma back toward Arkansas. I know that a lot of us might have family that's on the road today, and maybe you're doing some traveling. We want to make sure that you're safe and also informed as far as the weather. Got a note from Terry Blake. She says, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, David. I hope it is blessed. It is blessed because all of you are here. I'm surrounded by family, so that makes it an extra plus bonus. But very thankful for you, Terry, and appreciate your support and watching. Lana Johnson says, Merry Christmas Eve from Kodak. And she's got the Christmas trees and the snowman from all of us. We'll appreciate you as well. By the way, if you haven't picked up a bottle of our favorite eggnog, it comes from Weigel's. Weigel's has the best eggnog in town. It's premium, and it's rich and creamy, and it's available for just a limited time. It is festive, it is yummy, and it is available now, but it will fly off the shelves if it hasn't already. It's just better when it's fresh, farm to store in 24. It's just better with Tennessee cows. I mentioned it is Tennessee's favorite. It's also a holiday staple. It's Tennessee's favorite eggnog, and they also have this winter wonderland. This was hard to find maybe a week or so ago, but I was told it was supposed to be back on the shelves around the 22nd. Now it's the 24th. It might be easier to find now, but it's rich and creamy, and it's minty. Ooh, it's like, ooh, it's very flavorful, and I love it too. It's another big hit from Weigel's if you want to check out something that's local. The Winter Wonderland is delicious. By the way, 6:52. My goal is to be done at the top of the hour. Now, I did mention the rain would be a factor this weekend. What extent may surprise you. So this takes us through, what, 5 o'clock today? Nothing to see here. Even the rain that's in Kentucky doesn't even show up on the virtual rain gauges today. No surprise. Don't expect it to make it here. By the time we hit Thursday, it's trying to suggest some drizzle in Crossville. I think that's a bit suspect. But once we move into Friday afternoon, I left a 20% chance that we get some rain very late, spotty, on Friday. But then it starts to come in a little bit more on Saturday. That's through 5 o'clock. Still hasn't shown up in Knoxville. You said it was going to rain. I have modified my expectation Saturday to 40% by day, but 80% at night. Why would I do that? Because of, wow, well, now I see that. This suggests over 2 inches in some yellow areas. I think that might be a bit pie in the sky. I think we're probably closer to an inch. But even still, the best chance of rain is going to come in Saturday night, Sunday morning, and then taper off. I don't think it's a wash out. If you sleep at night, like most of us, that may be when it's at its heaviest point. But that's what I see down the road over the next couple of days. And for some of you who might think that winter is over, think again. Because as I mentioned, we normally average 4.6. That's the blue number at the bottom. That's the yearly snowfall. And so far, we've had 0.7 that occurred on the 11th of December. We've had nearly 4 inches of rain so far this month. And if we get another inch, we might be closer to average. And there's indications we could be closer to an inch before the end of this weekend. So we're on track to make up for lost time. I mean, granted, September, October are usually the driest months of the year. And this was kind of weird because we had Helene's rains in September, giving us 6 1/3. But boy, were we really dry in October. Third driest on record. And we have records going back to 1871 when Ulysses S. Grant was president. That's a long time ago. So yeah, we're still in a drought situation, but I'm hoping we'll chip away at that later on this weekend. By the way, snow potential for those of you that love snow. January is going to be wild. I'm just going to tell you that right now. It's going to be wild, and I'll tell you what, this is all going to fill in, and some of you are going to be like, man, I thought winter was over. It's not over. It's just getting started. January is typically the snowiest month of the year. I'm not breaking any spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. January, snowiest? Look at what we had last January. We had 8.5 inches of snow around the Martin Luther King weekend. So when you look at information like this, yeah, you have to take it all with a grain of salt. It's just model data, but it does suggest it comes back, and it may come back with a vengeance. So if you're on Team Snow, don't be depressed about Christmas being maybe a brown Christmas rather than a white Christmas. The grass is brown. Well, then it is whatever you make of it. I do hope you'll enjoy each and every day, because every day's a gift. And this might be January's gift, because once we move in towards, say, Elvis's birthday on the 8th, it could be Game On Snow time. We'll be watching that closely, as my premium members are in the know. We'd love to have you join us at any time. By the way, 30 degrees, our current temperature in Knoxville. What a difference a few miles makes. Memphis is 48, it's 64 in Houston, and it's 66 in Miami. So even Miami standards or Orlando standards at 54, I'm sure it's kind of chilly for them. But there are some areas that are very cold, like Caribou at 14. As I mentioned, Philadelphia, they're getting some snow now, and they're in the upper 20s, while it's about 27 in Minneapolis, St. Paul. So that's where things are at the moment. I do see some other notes as I come back on camera. That's the beautiful thing about the phone. I can see that Maria's watching, Mary's watching. Melanie Wash says Karen Roberts anxious to try it. So Gardner Fritz is watching. Also very thankful for all of you. And I do want to wish all of you a happy and a merry, happy festive holiday season, because obviously it's not just Christmas, it's Hanukkah, it's Kwanzaa, and it's also Happy New Year. So whatever you're celebrating, I hope that you're surrounded by friends and family, because really, let's face it, that's what the holidays are about, and enjoying each other while you have some time off. Let's hope that you have some time off from work. It is really cold in the purple areas. The fuchsia magenta color represents single-digit wind chills. So winter is just lying in wait. I think it's going to make a big comeback as we head into the month of January of 2025. So if you're just joining me, it's 6:57. My goal is to be done here in about 3 minutes. That's about the time they give me on local TV. I still do some fill-in work at Fox 56 up in Lexington. But 3 minutes, I can name that tune. I can do the rest of the weather in 3 minutes. But this is where we're going to be today. Temperature about 51. And it'll take until about 1 o'clock till we get to the upper 40s, but it's awfully cold now, as many of us are around 29 or 30. Precipitation chances. Oops, that's a goof. Another audible. I could do that. I could change that. It was one of those things where I was in such a hurry this morning that I was able to say, wait a second, I didn't want to have that there. Let's just change that out and take it off the mountains. There you go. So now you understand, if there's going to be any high chances of rain, it's going to come in on Saturday night. And that's just the way the raindrop falls. Maybe the cookie crumbles, but I think Saturday night it's at least an 80% chance coming in. Here's the Storm Prediction Center. I talked to Stephen there, I mentioned a moment ago. He's in the Houston area, so he has reason to be concerned for severe weather here on Christmas Eve. What am I talking about? We're talking about isolated severe storms, possibility, from the Storm Prediction Center if you're in dark green, and that would include Houston, Waco, Texas, Austin, San Antonio, Texas, as well as Galveston, and nothing going on here. In fact, the closest thunder may be in parts of southwest Little Rock or southwest Arkansas, well away from Little Rock. Now, come tomorrow, this is Christmas. There's no real severe risk here because it's just general thunderstorms in Louisiana, Houston, and parts of North Texas. Possibility of some thunder there, but it's pretty quiet elsewhere. But when things get more active in Texas, it's going to be the day after Christmas, because now we suddenly elevate this to level 2, which is a slight risk, which means scattered severe storms will be a problem, likely between, say, Tyler, Shreveport, and Bryan, and maybe even Waco. So Dallas is not exempt. They could get some isolated severe storms. So keeping the colors in mind, the most active weather on Thursday will likely be down toward the Lone Star State, while we continue to enjoy nice weather, all things considered. But this is the future cast as it's now 6:59. Notice the high pressure dome. That's going to keep us dry today. I'll call it a blend of hazy sun and clouds. Then once we move into Wednesday, of course, it's Christmas. You wake up tomorrow morning and it's dry. It's not white. It's not wet. It's just dry. And some rain moving across Missouri, stretching across Memphis. They might have some rain on Thursday as well. But things just kind of dry out. They don't really move in here until we get closer to the weekend, because we have to track this front, which should bring in some rain, spotty as it may be, on Friday afternoon and then it gets more aggressive heading into Saturday night. But for today, hazy sun and clouds and mild, winds about 0 to 5 miles an hour. Today we're looking for a high of 54 in Newport, 51 in Kingston, 52 in Crossville. I thought I could get through without a cough. Excuse me. My goodness, I'm so overjoyed that I'm on the mend. 56 in Nashville, 58 in Memphis, 49 degrees in the Tri-Cities if you're traveling today. But tonight, yeah, Santa's going to be doing some dancing because he's going to have unloaded all the gifts, and he'll finally get some time off heading into Christmas itself. Some clouds and then clearing, but it's cold, down to 32 degrees. Tonight we're down to 31 Newport, 31 Kingston, 32 in Crossville. As you can see, it's now 7 o'clock straight up. It is time now for your Captain Accurate Weather Authority forecast for Knoxville, East Tennessee. I have us even warmer tomorrow to the tune of 5 degrees, 60 on Friday, and low 60s on Saturday and Sunday. Chance of rain is most pronounced on Saturday evening. My goodness, my throat has given out on these 20 minutes of live streaming, but I'm very thankful for all of you and very thankful for this season. And as I like to tell my kids when they were little, I used to say, did you get everything you wanted? And most of the time when they were like 8 or 9, they'd say, yes. Or, I didn't get everything. I said, well, you did pretty good, given the fact that it's not your birthday. And then they realized what I was getting at, the true reason for the season. And I just want to remind all of you, thank you so much for your support, because it is a special time of year for many reasons that are hopefully meaningful to you as well. Well, my name is David Aldridge. Some people call me Captain Accurate. It's not easy being accurate. We'll see you here soon and see you here. And Merry Christmas to you. See you soon. Bye.